Hello everybody, and happy today is Wednesday. So today I'm going to share with you guys two freezer meals, lasagna and sloppy joes, both from scratch and amazing, I have to say. They were so good. We ended up eating some of the lasagna last night for dinner, some of the sloppy joe for lunch. So good. I had intended on making 4 freezer meals yesterday. That did not happen because, so I actually filmed this yesterday, but I just didn't have time. So I made 2, and today my day is packed. So tomorrow I will make the other 2, and I'll get that up for you guys tomorrow. So I'm just gonna go on and go into it real quick. Here is the lasagna and the sloppy joe that I made yesterday. Somebody also asked me yesterday when I showed the month of freezer desserts, am I doing this on my budget? So if you're new and you don't know, my husband and I, we are a large family, but most of our children have now moved out. We just have 4 at home, and so I guess half of my children have moved out. There's 4 kids at home, one of which is my grandson and 3 of my children. And so we moved to the country about 2 years ago to start a homesteading journey, and it proved to be more expensive than we ever thought it would be. So we got into a little bit of debt. So we are on a very tight budget trying to get all this debt paid off. And the freezer cooking started because of wanting to do a gift for my mother, but it's very much something I'm becoming quite fond of, and I think you're gonna see a whole lot of it because I have a plan for 2023. So stick around, you'll want to see it. But we are following a $400 a month grocery budget for our family. Now, as of this month and last month, I included toiletries and everything in that $400. However, in January, we're going to bump it up to $500 because I will do $400 on food, $100 for toiletries and things like that, household items, that type of stuff. But we will go over that when we go over our budget with you as well. We are following the envelope system, and we will share that all with you guys hopefully that first week of January. So am I doing all this on my $400 budget was the question yesterday, and I wanted to answer that really quick because the answer is yes, 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 yes. I am. I'm doing all the meal prep, all the freezer meals for my mother, everything. I'm still following my $400 a month budget. If you watched last month, I stocked up on all the butter because it was 2 for $5 at Aldi, and I got like 12 packs of butter, plus I already had like 4 packs of butter. So that's where all the butter came from that I used yesterday. Also, in my downstairs grocery store or major overstock pantry, like our major food supply, I always keep a minimum of 6 months worth of baking products. So flour, sugar, baking soda, salt, baking powder, all of that stuff. I always keep at least 6 months worth. So actually at the beginning of January, when I do my grocery haul, starting next month, the very first haul that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna look and see exactly what I need to stock back up on to get me back to that 6-month bump, to make sure that I have at least 6 months worth of stuff, because I have not stocked up on flour in a couple months. But we keep it all in 5-gallon buckets, and we keep rice, sugar, flour, wheat, wheat berries, oats, all of that basic bulk items, beans. We keep all of that in our downstairs pantry, in a big bulk pantry. So I am sticking to my $400, definitely. All right, so next we're gonna go on and start making these. I've been defrosting some beef, some sausage, and some ground beef. I'm gonna do 1 pound of sausage, 2 pounds of ground beef, and that is gonna make the sloppy joes, and it's going to make the lasagna. Now, normally my lasagna, I put in ricotta cheese. However, I do not have any at the house. All I have is some cottage cheese, so I'm gonna be using that in place of the ricotta. So that will be a little bit different than what I normally make, but everything else will be the same. So first we're gonna start with the lasagna sauce, because that needs to sit and kind of simmer on the stove for like an hour. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is grab some tomatoes, and I'm just showing you this because this is the end of what I have for tomatoes, which I'm so happy about because all my frozen tomatoes are going to replace all of this as quick as I can. So I'm going to start with, I need to take up some crushed tomatoes, I need to take up some tomato sauce, and I need to take up some tomato paste. Okay, I'm going to start with a couple onions. I need it, well, I'm going to start with sharpening my knife. Okay, now I'm going to start with cutting 2 onions. I'm going to need 1 for the sloppy joe, and I'm going to need 1 for the lasagna sauce. So I just cut down. I just don't go all the way down. My eyes are already running. I need to have some kind of onion shield or goggles or something. Last a bit.
When I walk in and your eyes are closed and you're looking up like that, I didn't look to see you were cutting onions, which must be the issue. My first thought was, does she still have all 10 fingers? And that was where I literally was looking.
Oh, they are potent. I can't hardly open my eyes. No, it's not like you haven't walked in before and I cut my finger almost. Oh, I need the tissue. I can't even wear a bath.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Okay, you guys. Chopping onions is a real problem. Okay, now I'm just gonna put all these onions into a bowl and set it aside so I can do the garlic. The garlic I want to cut up enough for both recipes and probably honestly the enchiladas. So I'm just gonna cut up quite a bit of garlic. Keep it in a pile. Okay, so now we're going to start cooking up the sauce. I'm going to heat up some olive oil in my pan. I'm using a Dutch oven here. And I have a pound of sausage here. And I defrosted a couple pounds of ground beef, but I am going to divide that up. Okay, now I'm going to add some of the onions, about half. I'll leave the other half for the sloppy joe. I'm going to add some garlic. Don't really have a whole lot of measurements for this. This is an old recipe. and I have made it for so long that I just don't need to measure. But I will write down in the description the actual measurements for you guys so that you can have them on what you're supposed to put in. So I'm just going to saute some onion and garlic a little bit. I'm going to go on and add a little salt. I'm also going to go on and add a little pepper. Some fennel seeds. This and spaghetti sauce are the only things I really ever use fennel seeds for. I'm going to turn this heat down just a little. Some Italian seasoning. Then I'm going to add my sausage. And ground beef. Get that all browned in here. Okay, now that's pretty brown. So now I'm going to go on and add a can of tomato sauce. A large can of crushed tomatoes, then I just filled this tomato sauce can up with water and I'm adding that. I'm also going to add a little sugar and 2 cans of tomato paste. This really does make the best lasagna. My mother said she got some lasagna to go from Olive Garden the other day because her fridge has not yet been delivered, which has been a fiasco with that. But she said it was not the same. She said it was just not even good after eating yours because I had just made her lasagna for her birthday and day after Thanksgiving. She's like, it's just not the same. And that's when she asked me if I would make her lasagna, so she had it in the freezer because she loves it so much. So I'm just kind of scraping the bottom of the pan a little bit, and that's it. This is done. It's just going to sit, and I'm going to let it just kind of simmer. For about an hour. I'll stir it here and there. We're just going to let it do its thing for about an hour. So I'm going to turn this heat down to like a number 2 and just let this go. Okay, I'm going to start with making this, sorry, let me adjust you guys, the barbecue sauce that we're going to use for the Sloppy Joe sauce. So I'm going to start with a little bit of vinegar. Ketchup, This we always called Sloppy Poppy Worcestershire sauce. Because this was my grandpa's recipe and he loved this. Then I'm going to add some smoked paprika, one of my favorite spices of all time. Cannot ever have too many. I wish it was not so expensive. But it needs to be smoked, not regular, because that gives it a very smoky flavor. Or you could use regular and add some liquid smoke, which is always wonderful too. Then I'm going to add some blackstrap molasses. Some garlic powder. Some mustard. Now my mother cannot handle green peppers. They do not like her. So I am not putting green peppers in my sloppy joes, or as we call it, sloppy poppy, but that is something you could definitely add if you like it. And some brown sugar. Then we're going to stir this up and give it a taste. Another way, if you don't want to make all your own stuff, that was a fast, easy way, but I don't think that this takes very long, was to just mix ketchup, mustard, barbecue sauce, like bottled barbecue sauce, a little brown sugar, and that would be like a quick, easy version. But it does really taste much better to do your own. You just want to taste it. Okay, I think that tastes very perfect. You do not want, you want it pretty acidic. You don't want it too sweet, because it gives it that tang when you're doing it. Okay, and back here, don't forget to occasionally stir your sauce. We're going to give that just a quick stir if you're following these this way of doing it. Alright, and then here, we're not going to do our beef for the sloppy joes. This is just so easy. I'm going to turn this on high. Heat a little oil. To this I'm going to add some of the onion. I'm going to leave a few onions though left to make the enchiladas. Some of the garlic, again leaving some of the garlic for the enchiladas. Gonna add a little salt to help the onions cook. And we're just gonna let these cook for just a minute. That one looks like a little bit of the onion skin got left. And now I'm gonna do this hamburger. I'm just gonna leave a little bit of this hamburger because it's quite a bit. I'm gonna make that a couple hamburger patties, put in my fridge, and Charles can have that later if he wants something. I'm also gonna put this on some toast for him real quick right now because it is 1 o'clock. He's up in meetings. Okay, now I'm going to add all my sloppy Joe sauce. And then I'm just going to let this cook down for a few minutes. So I'm going to do this for Charles's lunch real quick. I have some toast. Just going to put a little bit on this toast. Green peppers would be really good in this. I love green peppers in it. But like I said, my mother can't do that, and this is made for her. So that is enough to make a couple little containers, which is perfect. Now, this hamburger patties that I left here, I am just gonna mold this into a couple burgers, and I pop them. I am just gonna mold this into a couple burgers, and then I just pop them in my air fryer. That's what I do whenever we have burgers. And then I've just got a couple in the freezer or in the fridge, and he can make it when he gets hungry. Later, he loves to grab a burger, and I just top them with a little bit of just salt. The Lori's seasoning salt. So I'm just gonna pop them in here. This is the Aldi brand of seasoning salt, which I think is just as good. I put a little on it and pop these in the air fryer for 15 minutes. All right, we're gonna run this up to Charles and see if he'll take a break from his meetings real quick to try it for you. Unless he's talking, then he can't take a break. I went up to get him, but he was
in a meeting.
In a meeting where he was actually talking. Well, you didn't bring the food down with you.
Oh, I was supposed to bring that food down?
Yes, to taste test it.
Well, I thought I was gonna get to taste test something else.
No, I wanted you to taste the sloppy poppy.
Oh, well, it was really good.
Did you eat it?
Almost all of it, yeah.
Did you seriously already? You're fired.
Communication.
You can't taste the lasagna stuff yet.
Communication.
I can't communicate when you're on the phone very good. Well, there you go, folks. He loved it. It's almost gone. I got some burgers. I left some meat to just make a couple burgers real quick in the air fryer, so you would have that if you so wanted a burger.
Good lunch.
Well, thank you. Okay, so this is cooled enough now. I'm gonna go on and put this in some of these little, very little containers. These are 1 pound containers. But you don't need a whole lot of sloppy Joe mix to make a sandwich. So this is more than enough for my mother. Okay, so I'm just going to write down, today is the 13th, so 12/13/22, and I'm going to write down Sloppy Joe. And these are ready to go into the freezer. Okay, I'm just gonna get this water to a boil. I'm gonna salt it good. And while this is coming to boil, we're gonna go over and shred the cheese that we need for the lasagna. So while I'm waiting on that, I am gonna go on and mix up the cottage cheese mixture. Sorry, I had to start my dishwasher, so you will hear that go. Again, normally we would use ricotta. That's just what we prefer, but cottage cheese will work just fine. To that, I'm gonna add an egg and just stir that all up. Mash it a little if I can. Also preheated my oven to 350 degrees. I'm gonna add some dried parsley as well. And I'll leave that out because I like to sprinkle a little bit of that on top. Okay. Now this is done. We are almost ready to start assembling our lasagna. Okay, it's time to assemble this really quick. I do have the oven, like I said, set to 350. I am gonna bake it in just a regular baking dish, and then I will, once it cools, put it into freezer containers, because I know my husband and my daughter are gonna eat this tonight for dinner, and I don't wanna waste any of the containers. All right, so I'm just starting with the lasagna noodles, and I put some of the sauce at the bottom. These are very hot. I'm trying to use my head a little bit here. And I'm just gonna put them. Now if I have enough to do a smaller one, and I think I'll spread it out a little bit like this, so maybe I have enough to do a small one in a to-go container. We'll see what happens. Okay, then I'm gonna add some of the cottage cheese mixture. I'm not gonna go too heavy on it because, like I said, we're fans more of the ricotta, but I do want a little layer of it. Then I'm gonna do more sauce. Some of the mozzarella. I go back spiked noodles.
Jingle bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snowman is all around town. Watch out for reindeers are falling down. We stay up waiting for Santa tonight. He climbs down the chimney at the speed of light, while we're dancing around the Christmas tree, hugging and kissing just you and me. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before, as they walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, we're chasing snowflakes as they're falling down, and follow Rudolph all across the town. Later we meet under the mistletoe, while Santa's busy saying ho ho ho. We're feeling jolly, eating Christmas cake, and then we go skating on the frozen lake, saying hi to every friendly face, and later we warm up by the fireplace. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before, as they walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Merry Christmas Day. A Merry Christmas Day. Oh, yeah. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before, as we walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Yeah, a Merry Christmas Day. Dancing around the Christmas tree, wishing all a Merry Christmas. Dancing around the Christmas tree.
Okay, guys, this is going in the oven at 350 degrees for about 45 minutes. Then we'll take the foil off. Okay, guys, it is actually now 2:48. So at 3:30, I'll take the foil off and we'll let that cook for another like 15 minutes. However, the chicken recipes have to wait because Luke's teacher will be here at 3:30, and she's here from 3:30 to 5:30, and she's also bringing her supervisor as well. He just has to come every now and then and make sure, you know, everything's going good, you know, here. So I have to do that thing that moms do, and I'm gonna run around like a crazy person. Yes, baby, I'll get him 1 second. I'm gonna get him some lunch, you know, snack. And then I'm gonna run around like a crazy person, sweeping, mopping, wiping bathrooms down, that kind of stuff before people arrive, freshen up, and do school with him. Then when that's done, we'll see how I feel. I'm getting kind of tired. I've been pushing a lot here lately. So we'll see if I feel up to it. I'm gonna make the chicken recipes. If I don't, then I'm gonna do it in the morning. So we'll see what happens. But right now, I'm gonna run and start cleaning. See you guys in just a bit. Okay, it has been 45 minutes. So I'm gonna pull this out. Oh, it is so heavy. But it is starting still divine. Okay. This is going back in for another 15-20 minutes. If I can get it picked up. Okay, these are finished. And Theo is being wild as fuck. Alright, I'm gonna let these just cool. And then we'll put them away. Okay, so this one is definitely ready to just go and be put up. And then this one, they're gonna eat for dinner. And then, well, we will all eat it for dinner. And then I will put it up. What's left. So I'll show you that here in a minute. And I just gotta write on it what it is. Okay, and his teacher just left and it's after 6 o'clock, so I am not gonna finish the chicken stuff today. I will do that tomorrow, so I will get a video up for you guys tomorrow. When you see it, it'll be the day I get it up. But I will do the chicken recipes first thing in the morning before we head out the door to do all of our running we have to do tomorrow. And then I'll get this up for you guys tomorrow night. So, I'll see you.
I'm confused. Will they see it tomorrow, or they see it the day after you post this video?
Tomorrow.
I came down to be a taste tester.
I'll see you guys in the morning.
I want a taste test.
You're about to eat it for dinner. You can tell them how good it is?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, you can. You ready? This is his favorite.
No, that's my ice cream spoon. You don't eat lasagna with a spoon.
It's a shovel.
You don't eat lasagna with a spoon. You grab the biggest fork you can find.
Alright, you ready? It's getting cold though.
Alright, I got it.
Why are you blowing if it's cold?
I guess it's habit with you.
Well.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, I know.
Bye everyone, we're gonna eat now.
We're gonna go eat dinner. I'll show you how much of this though I put up tonight, and then I'll see you in the morning. Okay, so I got 2 more pans for the freezer, so I'm gonna put these 3 pans in the freezer. Okay guys, make sure you give those a try. You will not regret it, I promise. They're so good. The lasagna is so much better than anything you can buy, or you know, any jarred sauce. It is so good, and I've made it that way for as long as I can remember. Make sure you guys definitely give that a try. And the sloppy joe is just perfect. It's how we grew up eating it, and it's just perfect. It reminds me of my grandfather, so make sure you give that a try as well. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're gonna make a couple chicken. I already cooked up a whole chicken, so we're gonna make a couple chicken freezer meals. You don't want to miss it. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye everybody. Have a great day or night, wherever you are.